and let us all do we can to build a better future. Because we're going to get started with our second segment now with Senator Chucky Boy Schumer. I wish I had glasses. See, this is where Jimmy Dore's great when he makes fun of Chuck Schumer, because then he does like the glasses thing, like his glasses are down. So apparently there's no talk that maybe good old Chucky Boy might be afraid of AOC running against him in the Senate. Now, what that looks like, who knows? But there's two clips from Case Study QB. Let's play this first clip right here.
Journey. You campaigned for the Senate in 1998 as a, quote, angry centrist who was tough on crime. The New York Times called you a champion of Wall Street. But today you're pitching yourself as a champion of progressive causes like climate justice, legal marijuana, student debt cancellation. Is that simply times changing and you moving with your party to the left? Or is it, as a lot of people claim, you trying to fend off a challenge from Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in a primary?
Well, look, the bottom line is I've always cared about, my father was an exterminator, struggled his whole life. I've always cared about poor people, working class people, and middle class people. What's happened in the last 10 or 15 years, things have changed rather dramatically. Climate, for example. 10 or 15 years ago, the climate issue was not upon us the way it is now. Income inequality, wealth inequality, they've gotten much worse over the last 10 years. Even democracy, with Trump in office and some of these Republican legislatures doing what they've done, that has eroded. So the need for bold change comes from my desire to help average people. And I don't think...
Oh, really? You found it now? You jag off?
Milquetoast change is going to get that done.
Majority Leader, Senator Chuck Schumer, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Okay, so what he gave, is just so all of you can hear this, is that he gave like nothing but a word salad. A nothing burger. That's what Chucky Boy said. He didn't give a damn. You think if Senator Chuck Schumer actually gave a crap about working class people, he would have done something years ago. He's been in politics for a very long time, just like Nancy Pelosi and good old Joe 30330 and Kamala Harris and all the other Democrats that are in the United States House and Senate. And before anyone else gets upset, well, why don't you talk bad about the Republicans? Because we know what the GOP is. We know who they are. We know who the Republican lawmakers are. At least they're up front with their BS. At least when they say, no, we don't give a damn, I can say, okay, they're being honest, because they probably don't give a damn. And that's a fact. But these Democratic lawmakers put on this mask of neoliberalism to say, oh, we care about you. And oh, now we do change. And yeah, AOC is on point. To the progressives that are in the House and Senate, you can't have these guys on the ropes. You can beat them if you choose to. You have the following. You have the followers. You have the support. But the very fact that you're not using anything because what? You're afraid the Republicans might capitalize on it? Newsflash, they already are. And this is the time where people need to really step up. We need to look at other alternatives because the whole idea of reforming the Democratic Party, on paper, it sounds great. But we've seen nothing but failure. And so far, nothing has changed. Let's play this next video.
Try and pin down Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on his two most problematic senators, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. And this week, the two of them addressed the National Restaurant Association, which has reportedly lobbied against raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I asked Senator Schumer about the minimum wage in the next part of our conversation. We also discussed police reform and whether he's concerned about a primary challenge from Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. One thing, Senator, you failed to get done. One thing you failed to get done in these 100 days, a major thing, was a hugely popular $15 minimum wage. Are you willing to include it in the next budget reconciliation proposal? And are you willing to overrule the Senate parliamentarian if she blocks you again? Or even fire her as Republican Majority Leader Trump?
Sorry, I just want everyone to understand this, that the Senate parliamentarian is an unelected official. Elizabeth McDonough is the Senate parliamentarian, and she can be overruled by President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris. Again, the Senate parliamentarian is an unelected official. An unelected official. Again, sorry about that, folks. The Senate parliamentarian is an unelected official. Just your daily reminder. Let's play the rest of the video.
Lot did in 2001. I mean, you're elected by the people, she's not.
No, but the bottom line is that there are these set rules by the parliamentarian. And again, if you want to overrule her, if you want to do anything like that, it takes 51 votes. So you can't I can't snap my fingers and do it. I have to pursue the same strategy of strength, unity, and understanding the need for change to do any of those things.
Okay,
so
great,
far,
thanks.
as I said, it's produced results. So the bottom line is very simple, and that is that we must produce change. So far, we have, using the methods that we have. We haven't had 100% success, but we've done very well, even in your eyes, and you're no slouch, matey. And we'll continue to pursue it the way we have.
Well, I'm hoping the $15 minimum wage gets done. One other big issue that Derek. I'm hoping the $15 minimum wage gets done. One other big issue that Derek Chauvin conviction was a major moment for the country last week.
Wait, I just wanted to say this, matey. I'm all for the $15 minimum wage. Some of our members aren't. We are working towards. We are trying to work that through, and we've had several meetings, and we will have several more. We have not abandoned it.
Yes, you have. All right. Before we pull up the next tweet, I just wanted to remind everyone that in 2025, theoretically, we are supposed to get this $15 minimum wage increase. But by at that point, we'll still be back at square one. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, nothing has changed. Wages haven't increased for Americans for years. $25 an hour sounds good. $30, $40. It's long overdue. People are hurting right now, and no one is getting paid. I mean, how do they expect the American economy to continue on? But maybe it's just through slave jobs, slave wages, because our politicians don't give a damn. You heard Chucky Boy Schumer saying, oh, I do care about it. I do care about it. If he cared about it, if he gave a damn about it, he would have fought for it. But he didn't. And no pushback from good old Bernie. No pushback from Warren. Yeah, they might have tweeted things out. But here's the thing about these tweets that we see from our progressive champions in the House and Senate, or anyone else that we follow. These are feel-good tweets. If you're not going to show me your work, your deeds, your actions, please shut the hell up. I don't want to hear or see any more tweets about, oh, what would $2,000 stimulus check would do for you? What would student debt would mean for you? What would Medicare for all mean for you? It would mean the world and everything to a lot of people. Because here in the United States, we have medical debt. We have student debt. We have slave wages. People are struggling day in and day out. Whereas we compare ourselves to other countries, and again, there's no such thing as perfect, but these other countries are figuring out how to take care of their people. Yet we're the ones left holding the bag. Happy Expectations Day, everyone. So let's pull up this little tweet here, because nothing says, hey, I'm hit with the kids, than this little tweet right here. Hold on, before I show you to zoom in on this. Excited to be watching the Oscars with an ice-cold plant-based beer. Thank you, Joe Biden. And look, let's get that picture right there. It says I'm down with the kids by drinking a cold, ice, chilling plant-based beer. I never knew that there was just a plant-based beer. Hey, folks, what are your thoughts on plant-based beer? Wrong and or correct answers only, because my goodness, look at that. Like here's the thing. I know, right, just like that. He said, hey, I think I got something that'll bring in the young voters. I could drink a beer and watch the Oscars. Yes, drinking a beer in your nice little mansion while watching overly paid actors get their own little masturbation awards. There we go. That's what I think of plant-based beer. Plant-based beer? What's wrong with you? Who thought that was a good idea? So yeah, hey, I'm going to do a picture with me right there in front of the TV, plant-based beer. Yeah, because that'll bring in voters like that. Bravo, Chucky. That's why you get paid the big bucks, don't you, boyo?